Hey everyone, I'm going to go through the reconciliation number one with you guys. Unfortunately, I won't be there tomorrow, and neither will Miss Lynn. So we're going to try our best to go through as much information as we can in a short amount of time. Again, you can always pause this video, restart it, however you feel, whatever's best for you guys. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out this sheet along with my bank statement. First thing I want you to do is I want you to mark this as reconciliation number one, put your name right where it says name, and then the month ending and statement date ending, we are dating this as 10/7/2017. Okay, now where it says statement ending balance, this is the balance that your bank statement ends at 537.21. You're going to mark this in both areas. Okay, now where it says check register ending balance, what you're going to do is then take out your check register, and in your check register, you are going to write the last amount at the bottom, whatever your balance is as of 10/7. So in this situation, it would be 1,193.21. So I'm going to scroll up a little bit, and I'm going to write in the check register balance 1,193.21. I'll then take the cash flow spreadsheet balance, and on 10/7, I'm going to scroll, and I'm sorry you guys, it's kind of small, but here's 10/7. I'm going to go all the way across, and it says 1,093.21. So 1,093.21. What I'm going to do from this point is I'm going to take the difference between these two numbers. So have the calculator out so I can show you guys. I'm going to take the difference between 1,193.21 minus 537.21, and I end up with $656. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to take 1,093.21, and I'm going to subtract 537.21, and I end up with $556. Okay? You are done with this page as of right now. If it doesn't say 00 here, that means we have to figure out where that mistake is. So the first one I'm going to take out is I'm going to take out the check register. Okay? So with the check register, it should look exactly like your bank statement. So I'm scrolling this down just so you can see everything on the bank statement. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to check off each item on my bank statement to make sure I have this in my check register. Okay, so the first thing, the initial balance. So my initial balance right here on 9/21 was $1,000. I should see on my check register that it is $1,000. So check that off. You can also check this off. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the next date, which is 9/26. I have a check fee of 50 cents. And I have a credit card payment of 100, and I see both of those in the right category under debits. You can also check this off here as well. Next, I have a per check fee on the 28th, and there's three things on the 28th. So I have a per check fee on the 28th, which is right here. It's on the 28th. So I'm going to check that per check fee off. I also have a $580 payment I can also check off. Last thing on the 28th should be a paycheck of $1,073.14, and I have that. Next, on the 30th, I have a check fee and $250 going towards Safe Place Auto Insurance, and I have both. So I will check those off to make sure I have them and they're accounted for. Next, on 10/3, I have a check fee and a cell phone payment. So I have a per check fee here, a cell phone payment for $54.22, which is accurate. And then on 10/7, oh, I do see something right here, but as you scroll down, what I'd like to see you guys do is make those corrections. For instance, here you see that the 10/5 rests a little further down. If you do make a mistake, go back, make the correction. It may take 2-3 minutes to make the correction, but make sure it's in accurate order. For this case, it is accounted for that $300 security deposit on 10/5. Okay, we do have that. Let me get the other page out. So everything on that page was accounted for, but let's look at what we have left over. So on 10/7, we have a 50-cent charge and an 89.26 payment. So I see the 89.26 going to lots of watts. I see that check fee, so I will check that off. Next, Surge credit card. I see that there's a $100 payment on 10/7, so I see that $100 payment right here. That's accounted for. Okay, as you notice, there's only one thing left, but there's a couple that are blank. We have the $395 overdraft protection service fee accounted for, but we do not have a few things. We don't have the fee on 10/7 for the rent, and we also don't account for the 50-cent charge for the credit card payment. So how I would do this is I would write it in here. I have a fee on 10/7/17. This is a per check fee, and that's 50 cents. I also have rent, which if you look at the last day a credit card was paid or any check was written, 4349, this should say 4350, this should say 4351. That was on 10/7/2017, and that was for rent. And that was a payment of $655. Okay, so now I have this and this to account for. I have one more per check fee, which I will write fee 10/7/17, and this is going to be a per check fee of 50 cents. Okay, make sure you have that accounted for in the check register. Now, after you finish that, take out your check register sheet. Okay, and I'm going to put this up to the side right here. You won't be able to see it too well. I'll actually pull it down a little bit. I'll put that in front. Okay, the month ending. This month was 10/7/17. Statement date was 10/7/17. Now, if you look here, we didn't have any deposits that were not accounted for. Everything was in our debit category. So nothing is coming into our account, okay? Which is why I'm able to zero this out, okay? Next, outstanding checks. Well, I did have one check that was not in my check register but cleared through my bank, so I want to make sure I account for this. So the check number that I have here is 4351. And what I'm going to do for the amount is $655, okay? And I'll put cents in there too. There were no other debits coming out other than check fees, but that goes in the fee category. So I'm going to bring this down and write in as my total $655. For fees, I have two, and they're both on the same date. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the date, which is October 7th, 2017, and since I have two fees, I can put $1. There are no other fees here, so I'm going to keep the fee on 10/7 as $1. I add these two totals up. This should be $656. Okay. Scroll down. Errors. When we went through this, we were only missing money. We didn't make any errors. So our errors would total $0, and the outstanding errors would be $0. Scrolling to the bottom, I have all the information that I need. The balance that I should have had, and that's where you can look back at this sheet. The balance that I should have had was $537.21. I'm going to write right here, $537.21. Okay? In the top, we always wanted you to write how much money you're trying to get to, or that you already had in the mistake, and then after we accounted, we'll get the adjusted balance. So in my check register, I had $1,193.21. Okay? Now, with our outstanding deposits, we had $0. Now for other, we had $0. total to add, 0. Ooh, excuse me, the screen just went dark because we've been doing this too much. Okay, outstanding checks. We had $655, 0 cents. We get our fees at $1. We add these two up at $656. There were no errors. So remember, when we do this, we take what was in our check register, we add this amount, which were our deposits or anything going into our account. For anything outstanding, we are subtracting. And then any errors, we are going to add. Okay? So if I take out my calculator and try to figure out my adjusted balance, I'm going to take $1,193.21. I add 0, I subtract $656, and I add 0, which was going to give me $537.21. This difference between this amount and this amount, we want at 0. We want to make sure these match. If they do, that's reconciling. Now you know what to do when you go back and make your corrections for the next check register, for the next bank statement. You'll know to add these into this check register. Okay? Now, what I want you to do is do that same process, but you're going to do it for the cash flow spreadsheet. Okay? In the cash flow spreadsheet, what I want you to do is go through the starting balance. In the starting balance, again, you can fast forward, rewind, do whatever you'd like to do during these videos, but again, I'm just going to do this in a different color so you can see how I do this. Starting balance is at $1,000. Check it off because that is your starting balance. The next date is 9/26 at 50 cents. So look at the next date at 9/56 or 9/26, 50 cents. This amount should just be brought down, but it is accounted for in the cash flow spreadsheet. So I'm going to check this off, and there is that $100 payment, so I will check that off. The next date is on 9/28. We have 3 things. We have a check going in, which on 9/28 we put on the 29th. We told you guys to do that just because we wanted the money to be cleared on this cash flow spreadsheet. That's okay for it to be a day after the 28th. So next thing is the $580 payment with the 50 cents. I do have the $580 payment with the 50 cents. Scroll down a little bit. On 9/30, we have a $250 payment and 50 cents. And I do see the $250 and 50 cents right there. So those are accounted for. Next, on 10/3, we have a $54.22 payment, which is accounted for with the 50 cents. Okay? Then we have a security deposit going in on the 10th of $300. We do have that security deposit accounted for. So everything on this page was good. Bueno. Now, we come over to 10/7. On 10/7, we have $445. Ooh, let me zoom in and let this come in real quick. $445. Now, on 10/7, I see a lot of dates. So what I like to do is chunk these because there's a lot of things happening. So we had 1 50-cent payment, 2, 3, and a fee. So we had $1.50 in just check fees and $3.95 in the overdraft protection service fee. This should be at $5.45. I noticed that we are $1 off here. This is only $4.45. So I'm going to circle this. There is a mistake. We did account for this $3.95. We did account for the 50-cent charge, which would bring us to $4.45, but we are missing 2 50-cent charges. Next, I'm going to look at the money. I see $89.26 right here on the 10/7, which is accounted for. And then I also see a $100 payment, which on 10/7 is accounted for. But wait, I'm on 10/7 and there is a check in on 10/5 for $100. Okay, since that's not accounted for and I went through everything on bank statement, I'm going to circle that $100 payment because it is inaccurate. I also see the $655 On 10/7 for rent, we do not have the $655, so I'm going to circle that too. All right, I know I'm going through this pretty fast. You can slow it down by pausing this video, but I want you to take out your cash flow spreadsheet now. All right, in your cash flow spreadsheet, I'm going to add $1 right here, just so I know. The bank ending date, the month ending is 10/7/2017. Statement date is 10/7/2017. Deposits, this is money coming into our account. I'm going to look up here, I'm going to scroll this down a little bit. In the deposits category, we didn't miss anything. So all the money coming into our account was accounted for, even the $300 that we got from our security deposit. Next, what I'm going to do is go to outstanding checks and fees. Well, there is one outstanding check right here, which is $650. And remember, we said that was, I'm just going to make up a number right now. Check number 1234, and that was for $655. Again, you can always refer back to what that check number is, but for the sake of time, I'm going to start here. $655 was the outstanding check. Fee, we had 2 fees on 10/7 that we didn't account for, and that's that $1 fee that we didn't account for. Add these two together, $655 plus $1, that's going to be $656. Next, you're going to come down to error. Because we found that $100 error right here, that is considered to be false. So I'm going to write the date of 10/5/2017. Because we didn't have that $100 in the bank statement, we are going to write credit card, and that's for the amount of 100. Okay, so this means that this money is going to be added to my account. I'm not going to subtract it. I'm going to add, not $1, but $100. Scroll all the way down. Per balance per blank account. Remember, we're going to put the 537.21. 537.21, and in my check cash flow spreadsheet, excuse me, on 10/7 we should have 1,093. So 1,093.21. So outstanding deposits, we have $0 to add to the account. Outstanding checks, we take that amount from the top, $655. Fees, we have $1. Total is $656. For error, we have $100 error. $100 error. We didn't have anything else, so we are going to add $100. Now again, we are adding this amount. We are going to subtract this amount, and then we are going to add this amount. Okay, so on your calculator, you are going to take 1,093.21, add nothing, subtract 656, but then add 100. This should come out to be 537.21. Let's see if it matches up here, which it does, and which gives us a difference of $0. Now, after you figure out what's missing, you can go back into your cash flow spreadsheet, make those changes online, and you should be good to go. All right, guys, good luck.